My parents paid for my sister's BMW and ignored my struggles for years. When she hit me with a wrench, I took them down in court and destroyed them. I'm 26, working 2 jobs just to cover rent and student loans. My sister Olivia is 28, drives a BMW my parents bought her outright, lives in a condo they helped finance with a down payment I could never dream of. Growing up, the difference was even more obvious. She got piano lessons, private tutors, a new wardrobe every season. I got hand-me-downs from cousins and a bus pass. When I asked why once at 14, Dad told me Olivia had more potential. I stopped asking after that. Last Sunday, I drove to their house for dinner in my 2008 Honda with the check engine light permanently on. Olivia was already there with her new boyfriend Tyler, some finance guy. They were passing around photos from their Greece vacation on his iPad. My parents crowded around like they were viewing fine art. 2 weeks in Santorini, the sunsets were incredible. Mom actually teared up looking at a photo of Olivia by the ocean. I waited for a pause in the conversation. I got promoted at work, finally made assistant manager after 3 years. Dad glanced up from the iPad for maybe 2 seconds. That's nice, Sarah. Then right back to the photos. Tyler asked Olivia something about their hotel, and the conversation moved on like I hadn't spoken. After dinner, I was washing dishes in the kitchen. Everyone else had moved to the living room, but I heard Olivia's heels clicking on the tile behind me. She leaned against the counter, wine glass in hand, that smirk on her face I'd seen my whole life. Must be hard watching me succeed while you're still struggling with entry-level jobs. Her voice was loud enough to carry into the living room. Maybe if you applied yourself more, Mom and Dad would invest in you too. I turned around slowly, hands still wet from the sink. I've been applying myself my whole life. I graduated with honors. I work 60 hours a week. They just chose you. She laughed, sharp and cruel. Because I'm worth choosing. Some people are just born winners, and some people are born to serve them. Then Mom appeared in the doorway, wine glass in her hand too. Don't start this again, Sarah. You know Olivia has always been more ambitious, more driven. We invest in success, not excuses. Something in me cracked. What excuses? I paid for college myself. I never asked you for anything after you made it clear I didn't matter. Dad joined them, forming a wall between me and the exit. This attitude right here is exactly why we don't help you. You're always playing victim instead of taking responsibility. I dried my hands and grabbed my keys from the counter. I'm leaving. Olivia stepped in front of the door, blocking it with her body, running away like always. So predictable. She turned to grab something and I saw Dad's toolbox sitting open by the back door. He must have been fixing something earlier. She reached in and pulled out a wrench, heavy metal, holding it up. Maybe this will knock some sense into you. I thought she was joking. I actually thought it was just another cruel joke. Then she swung. The wrench connected with my shoulder and pain exploded through my upper body. I raised my arm to protect myself and she hit me again, metal on bone. I fell backward, my hip slamming into the cabinet. The whole room spun. Mom and Dad just stood there, watching. Dad's face was blank. Mom had this slight frown like I was inconveniencing her. Neither of them moved to stop Olivia or help me. Tyler appeared behind them, phone out, but he wasn't calling 911. He was just staring. I pushed myself up, my shoulders screaming, and stumbled past all of them to my car. My left arm barely worked. I drove myself to the ER with my right hand, my whole body shaking. At the hospital, they found a fractured collarbone and severe bruising along my arm and ribs. The doctor asked what happened 3 times. The 3rd time, I told the truth. They documented everything. Photos, x-rays, my statement. I filed a police report that night from my hospital bed, pressed charges the next morning when I could think straight, called a lawyer by noon, a woman named Jennifer Chen who specialized in family violence cases. She took one look at my medical records and said, "We're going to bury them." The trial took 8 months. Jennifer was ruthless. She brought bank statements showing decades of financial favoritism. Every tuition payment for Olivia, every car payment, every vacation, every advantage they'd given her. She found my old report cards that they'd never acknowledged. Honor roll every semester. She brought photos from family gatherings where I was always on the edge of the frame, always separate. She had the medical records from the ER, my statement, and Tyler's reluctant testimony when he was subpoenaed. He admitted they all just stood there. Olivia got 18 months for assault. My parents got hit with a civil suit for enabling and failing to intervene. The court ordered them to liquidate assets to pay damages. The house they'd always planned to leave to Olivia got sold to cover legal fees in the judgment. Her BMW got repossessed. Their retirement accounts got drained. I won $400,000 in damages, used it to pay off my loans and start a scholarship fund for kids whose families overlooked